The second layer you need to get right with SEO is content. Remember, increasing your search traffic just boils down to having a good technical foundation with good content and good links. So I'm going to show you a few strategies to increase search traffic to your existing content, along with the exact process you should follow when creating new content. First, let's get started by optimizing your existing content, which is usually one of the easiest ways to increase your search traffic, and it can be updated in a few different ways. First, there's some basic updates that you can make. Start by manually reviewing all of your existing content and updating any out-of-date information. Things like images or screenshots of websites that have changed, out-of-date information like prices, dates, trial availability, or even general product availability. And even simple things like fixing broken links and general styling. It's amazing how much things can change in a year. So you should review all of your content regularly and also use this opportunity to add any internal links to new content that you might have published since. If you really want to get Google's attention though, you should rewrite the intro of any content that is more than a year old and isn't currently performing in the search results. Oh, and don't forget to update any date or year mentions across your site. For example, dates in the footer or in titles. You can do a search like this to find any dates that might need updating across your site. This one gets me every year, so we have a recurring task every January to go through all of our sites and update dates like that. You can also add a table of contents to make it easy for users to find the information they want, but also make it easier for Google to understand your page and link directly to specific sections of your page. Adding them is easy. We use a Table of Contents Plus plugin, which either lets you add the Table of Contents box automatically to all of your posts or pages, or it lets you place it manually like we do with the TOC shortcode. Once you've added it, you'll see this collapsible box with tons of internal links to all of your subheadings in your article. That makes it easier for Google and humans to digest your content. FAQs are also quick to add and a very easy way to update your content. They make it more useful to the reader and more relevant to search engines, whilst also giving you more real estate in the search results. Adding them is easy. Just Google your target keyword, look for the People Also Ask box, and then click on some of the questions to expand that list. Next, pick out 3 to 5 questions that you feel are relevant and make a note of the answer that Google is showing. For the most part, this is going to be a 40 or 50 word text snippet. Next, add a frequently asked questions section to your page and then list each question with a 40 to 50 word answer underneath each question. Last but not least, use my free tool to create your FAQ schema data and add it to your page. See the tutorial on my tools page if you get stuck with that. And don't forget, you can add links to your answers, so those links will show in Google's search results as well, but use them wisely. Now, if you're ranking on the first 2 pages of Google for a keyword that is showing a featured snippet like this, you should try and steal it. Pulling this off is easy. First, make a list of pages that are ranking in the first 2 pages of Google's results. You can use Google Search Console or tools like Ahrefs and Semrush, which also allow you to filter the keywords that are currently showing a featured snippet. Then, just look at the current featured snippet and see what it shows. Next, let's take a closer look at the current ranking page and look at exactly what they've done by inspecting the source code. Perhaps they have the target keyword in a H2 tag followed by the block of text, or perhaps it's a block of text with the target keyword followed by a table of data. Whatever they're doing, you should try and replicate as closely as possible on your own page, but rewrite the text so it's unique, almost like you're trying to fool a teacher with homework you copied from a friend. We've all done it, right? Once it's live though, you should inspect the URL with Google Search Console so that they process your changes as soon as possible. Then just sit back and wait. Remember, This works better for content that is already ranking on the first page with a featured snippet showing. But it can also be used for easier keywords on the second page if you're also updating the content at the same time. Next, you might consider using Surfer SEO to optimize your content, which will analyze it and compare it to other content that is currently ranking in Google. They look at over 500 different factors to generate a report that tells you exactly what changes you need to make to your content from an algorithmic perspective. Just use their audit tool to generate a report for your content and then fix all of the phrase recommendations in the terms to use section. You should also fix any of the other warnings presented below. Once you've made the changes, you can refresh the report in Surfer to make sure that your content is perfectly optimized. Remember, when you update any piece of content, you should also inspect it with Google Search Console so Google knows of the changes immediately.